shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday night live stream. Hope you all had a good week. CW, how was your week?
It was just perfect. We had good weather. I got to the range, had a bunch of stuff done around the house, got some reloading done. I had a really good trip to the range the other day. Just everything's good. Everything's absolutely really good. Got some stuff we'll bring up later on, but for the beginning, yeah, we're good week. Rebel, how was your week?
Bueller.
Is that Mike?
That's your cue, Mike.
Well, I couldn't hear it. The music was still playing. I got a lag here.
Ah,
Yeah. Anyway, just still working on the 222. Business has been pretty good. I put in that fly shot corner, probably 400 square feet. Doesn't take up, and it's done more money than guns this last spring. So word is getting out, and people from Charlotte are coming up here and spending money. So I'll make money off city slickers all the time, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So maybe I'll start serving liver mush biscuits. Anyway, all right. Next, Mark, Kyle, whomever.
I don't have a whole lot to report. So Kyle, take it away.
All right. Well, I actually had a pretty good week. Got to go to the range with a friend of mine. Had something interesting happen. I'm sure we'll get into later on in the chat. I'm trying to choke down dinner, but glad everybody can be here tonight. Let's get ready to have some fun. Go ahead, Mama. What you got?
Oh, nothing much. Just doing some reloading, some gun cleaning, and trying to find out how to. I want one of those racks like these PRS guys have for their cleaning rods. Where can you get those?
the rods for the cleaning rods. What rods?
Yeah, it looks like 3 or 4 tubes, and they slide their cleaning rods down in them.
Just make it out of PVC, dude.
For travel?
No, it's like mounted on their bench. I'll send you a link to a video and show one of them to you. I don't know where they get this. It's probably one of those things that's probably $500. I don't know.
I just screwed a couple of pieces of wood across 2 rafters in my gun room and put them in the rafters. That's where I put mine.
Well, I don't know if I really want to. I don't know that I like it that much, because if you don't have a table just for cleaning, it's sitting out in the middle of the floor.
Yeah. Because I got like a dozen rods. I just screwed between 2 rafters and 2 pieces of wood, and I toss them all up there. Handy, I can get right at them. They're out of the way.
They make a zip tie with a screw hole. All right, you take a piece of 2x4, you screw the zip tie to it, put a piece of PVC in there, about 8 inches, zip tie it down, and there you go.
Call it good.
That's what
Walter, how was your week, brother?
Go ahead.
Are you me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I had a pretty good week. I got to the range this week, and excuse me, I got strong lemonade there. Yeah, let's see. It's really lemonade. I put too many lemons in it, I think. I don't know. Anyway, what else we get done? We got a whole bunch of videos out, and got out and had some fun with the girlfriend. Went out a couple times and got loading done, just kind of all the usual stuff. About ready to throw that 3D printer out the window. The extruder on it's bogged up on me 3 times this week. had to take it all apart. I just did it again today, so I think the extruder is shot on it already. I don't know. I'll think with it tomorrow. But anyway, yeah, all pretty good. We got let's see. What did I shoot? We had a pretty good moldy Monday this week, and kind of a different wad cutter Wednesday. We did some plated wad cutters that shot pretty well. So yeah, good week all the way around here. I'm happy as I can be. How about you, Jamie? What'd you get done this week?
Work.
Oh,
That's all I ever get done.
makes me
I
cry.
have you guys to know I did some on. I hope my boss ain't listening. On company time. Yeah, preacher, we wish you could hang out too, man. You gotta come be on the panel, brother. Have a good weekend. We love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Anyway, I did some research about retirement numbers, and if I can hold on till the end of next year before I retire, which I know, Glenn, which ain't no guarantee. On the Lord alone is in control of that. But if I'm able to hold on, nope, not yet, Dale. We got one more week, brother. I'll get about a $5,000 a year raise in my retirement from the money I make working. Ain't that crazy?
Well, they're playing the long game. They're playing the gamble. You know, they're hoping you don't make it that far, so they don't have to pay you nothing.
Yeah. And
Well,
then
I hope I live to be 95 years old.
Fix them right up. Like my father, that's what he's up. They didn't expect him to be living this long, so his one is run out. He's down to like $15 or $18 a month because he's out. They didn't expect him to last that long. Hell, cutie.
You know, it's something I look at and I can't understand when you start taking that retirement money and they cut your check, you cut your monthly income to pieces, but they keep your property tax on there.
Yeah.
I think when you turn 65 or you retire, I think they ought to stop charging you property tax.
Boy, that'd be nice.
You know what they say about taxes, right?
Yeah.
Here in Georgia, and I don't know how it is in the rest of the world because I've only lived here ever, but you get to a certain age, I think it's 65, the education part of your property tax goes away.
Well, that depends on where you live.
I thought you was eating, boy.
I am.
No property tax if you're 62. Heck yeah, man. I'd vote for that.
That'll never pass in North Carolina. They want it. They want it. They want it.
Yeah.
As
Same
long
way
as
here,
they
man.
Steal it, it'll never pass.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Things I can says not here.
You know, we don't have any such luck here in California. They take more and more all the time.
Papa's
Yeah.
Place says no property tax if you're 62 years old. And he added here in Mississippi. So Vanessa will be 65 on December 1st.
I was watching Chuck Outdoors there on one of his bear things, and I heard something that just floored me. California considers bear spray a weapon or a firearm, and they do not allow it on state lands.
No, I didn't know that. I don't know if that's a new one.
He read it in the statutes. Can you imagine that? You're going somewhere where there's bears and that you can't have bear spray because they consider it. It can't be a firearm. It must be a weapon.
I guess
Yeah.
you just get. I guess you
Bells.
just get.
You can have bells. You can have bells.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Well,
can have bells. That way you can tell bear scat because it's got a bunch of bells in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bill before the California state legislature right now to reintroduce grizzlies into California.
That's exactly what y'all need, Walter.
Yeah, as long as they reintroduce them into L.A., Sacramento, and San Francisco, I'm down with it.
All right,
Yeah,
here's the
there's-
thing. Bull's got a good point here. There should be no tax after initial purchase. Well, that ain't going to work on vehicles. And I don't know what you guys are paying for gas, but it's ridiculous over here right now. It's up
I just
to
paid $4.45 this afternoon, and that's
it's
about
$4 a gallon here. And man, I told y'all during COVID when it was like $1.75, $1.80. I told y'all then, if y'all remember back then, I said there is absolutely no reason in this world that gas in the United States of America should ever be more than $2.25 a gallon anywhere.
And that's on the high side.
That's the top limit.
But it's a global economy. That's what they say.
Oh yeah, man. What
Yeah.
goes on and
Not
look
in
at
my
this.
gas tank is not.
Woo,
No.
Lord.
No.
Look at all these gas prices. Hold on, let me back up here.
I got a 32-gallon gas tank in my F-150. When it gets to a quarter tank, I got to fill that thing up. I don't want it to get to a half tank.
Right. Papa's Place, $4 in Mississippi. That's what we're paying here. $3.85 to $4.10. Texarkana. Obviously, you know where he's at. $3.63.
I'm just laughing. You guys bitching at $4 a gallon gas.
Garage guy says $4.29 here in Southwest Virginia. My buddy the Bull saying $3.68 in Bamalama. All right, let me tell y'all something. Bull lives maybe 30 miles from me. Okay, maybe. But it's across the Alabama line, and taxes over there not as bad as they are in Georgia because we all seem to get taxed at the Atlanta rate in Georgia.
Even
So
though it's coming from Alabama.
Yeah. Glenn Davis, I'm not sure where he is. Where are you, Glenn?
He's in California.
$5.65
California.
a gallon.
Yep.
Man.
It's around there here, Glenn, but it can go as high as $6 depending on what state. If you hit a gas station right off the highway, it's going to be $6.
Vanessa Kitty, 472. 2 days ago was 478. Edward Petty's in Florida, I believe. 434 yesterday.
Ours is actually going down. I think we're at 378 at my store.
I try not to look at it.
Right.
I tried to post what we're paying. It's $2.62 a gallon.
262
Yep.
in
You're
Birmingham.
At that
You're living
Buc-ee's we have lunch at.
That's nearly half of Walter's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
it's
See, these
amazing.
places that produce gas, theirs is a little cheaper.
Wait a
Del
minute,
Fogs
baby,
and
we
Oklahoma.
do. So it's ridiculous. But we're venturing on political, so let's move on.
Yeah, look at Ricky Baird. Diesel in Washington State over $8 a gallon.
Can you imagine what that's doing to your produce that's got to be trucked?
Oh, look at-
anything
look at
that's
this
coming
one.
to you by freight? 470, not bad.
That tells me that they're not selling a whole lot of diesel fuel in Washington State.
Yeah, if I was a driver, I wouldn't even drive to. If I was
Mike
an
gets the-
independent,
Mike
I'd say
gets
I'm
the
not
award.
delivering to Washington.
Mike gets the award. Of course, he's outside the country, but still, he gets the award. If you don't know, Mike's up in Canada.
Up in Kanukistan.
$5.89 in California for GGW.
Oh man. Yeah, that's typical around these parts too,
Anyway.
Joe.
All right, tonight we wanted to talk a little bit about 25 caliber cartridges. We're going to continue the theme of the old versus the new. So CW's done our research for the day, and brother, if I can help you with any pictures, just let me know.
Okay.
There's one I want to put up as you're talking, and then we can find it.
Well, I'll start with old stuff, and we'll work through 25s, and then we'll focus more on the two new ones that
How about this picture right here? Let
really
me
prompt the whole deal.
see if this suits you. Yeah. You like that?
Sure. Look at there.
All right, from the left, 357 Weatherby Magnum, 25-06, 257 Robert, or the 25 Bob, as most people call it. 25 Weatherby RPM, which is, I believe,
One of the new ones.
latest and the greatest.
Yep.
And then on the end is the 25 Creedmoor.
Yep. And it's a little bit of everything old is new again, but with a
Take it away, Bob.
with a twist.
Let me know
Well,
when you want me to take that picture down.
No, we can leave it up there. So we'll go way back. We'll go way back to the 1800s, and we're gonna stay with rifles. So we're gonna omit the 25 ACP and the 25 North American Arms and the little handgun stuff. So we'll start with the 25-20 Winchester. A delightful little cartridge made from the 32-20. Came out about, I think, 1895. I believe that was the release date or thereabouts. And it was built with a little 86 grain bullet at about 1,400 something feet per second. A little later on, they come out with a high velocity 60 grain bullet, which was, I think it was a little right at 2,000 or just over 2,000 feet per second. And that was a delightful little small game, small, large game, close type of cartridge. I like to call it a pot gun. It was inexpensive, chambered in a lot of inexpensive firearms at the time, and it kept a lot of people fed. And then you got the 25-35, which was based on the 38-55 cartridge. That was released right about the same time for the 1894 Winchester. And that one was around 117 grain bullet at about 2,200-ish feet per second. And that was a big game cartridge. Pretty zippy for the time, for what it was. It was pretty highfalutin. And then a few years later, we come out with the fastest cartridge to date, which was the 250 Savage. It shot an 87 grain bullet at an honest 3,000 feet per second. It stepped up to the hundreds and the 117s, and it dropped back to 2,800 feet per second. But it was just a lightning bolt for the time. You just didn't see that kind of velocity. It was unheard of. You got to remember the time frame that it was released in. And then a little later, we got the World War, and we saw that 8mm, 57mm case, and we invented, or somebody came out with, Ned Roberts, I think it was, wasn't it? A Rebel, 257 Roberts.
Yes.
And that was a 57mm case, neck down to 25 caliber, .257, and it bested the 250 Savage. It was a little better with the heavier bullets, and it was quite the cartridge, and it remains a cult following today. Like Jamie said, it's commonly and affectionately referred to as the Bob, and it's a dandy. It's a really nice cartridge.
And Ackleyed, it's mean. It's really mean.
It's been Ackleyed, and it's been plus P'd because it's old enough that it was in old steel guns that couldn't take the pressures. It was originally brought out about 45,000 cup or PSI cup at the time, and then it was upped to about 50 or 52 later on, and then they brought the plus P that almost brought it up into today's pressure standards and knocked on the back door of the next one, which is the 2506. That was just a 3006 case, or 270 if you want to really look at the time frames and the cases. But basically an 06 case, neck down to 25, and it brought velocities up into the 3000s with the heavy bullets. And it's a really dandy, and it remains quite popular today. Roy Weatherby came around that time, a little before, and his favorite cartridge was the 257 Weatherby Roberts, 257 Weatherby Magnum, which was for the longest time one of the fastest 25, and one of the highest velocity cartridges that we have. And it is also a dandy. It's a real favorite for long distance hunting, and it was his favorite. And that anybody who knows the Chronicles of Weatherby, that really says something, because he has a whole lot of cartridges, and that one was one he considered his best. And there's been a few Wildcats in there that we don't really have to talk about per se, but there's a couple of Super Magnums that even exceeded those velocity numbers. And then we went a whole lot of years, and not a lot changed. And then we started with this old is new again. We talked about it with the 6.5 and the 243, and that was basically improving a case by reducing taper and sharpening shoulders to 35 degrees, and speeding up the twist to 1 in 8s, 1 in 7.5, 1 in 7, and producing longer bullets that are a lot more in tune to longer range shooting. And we come out with the Creedmoor, and then the Creedmoor 6.5 produced the 6.5, produced the 6 millimeter, and then produced the 25 Creedmoor. And it's really not doing a whole lot more in velocity or power than a number of previous cartridges, but it's able to shoot 130, 133, 135 grain bullets at some darn respectable velocities. It's actually exceeding the Creedmoor, the original Creedmoor, the 6.5, in energy figures and performance. It's a little bit lighter of a bullet. It does it with a 135, I think. I think they use the 135, and I believe it's around 28 or 28.50, which is, it's not lightning speed, but that's a long bullet. You start looking at the SDs and the ballistic coefficients of that bullet, it's pushing 7s in G1s, and that's crazy high. And what that means is it's going to carry really well. It's a cartridge case that's designed for accuracy and efficiency, and it really does a really good job. And in Weatherby's nature, they couldn't be outdone, so they've been producing a cartridge called the RPM. And what that basically is it's an extended, improved 284 Winchester case. It's a fat rebated rim case. It's a 1/2-inch diameter with a 473 case head. .473 is the same as the 308 and 3006. So it's a rebated rim case. Then they extended it. It's a 3.34-inch overall length, so that's a standard 06 length action. And it's producing 133 grain burger bullet, I think they use, at closer to 3,000. I think it's the high 29s or just over 3,000. And that's with the heaviest bullet. And of course, you can shoot a little bit lighter, and it's not terrible screaming faster than the numbers that the 257 Weatherby did, but it's doing it with a heavier bullet. Where the Weatherby's, the 257 Weatherby's twists were probably 10-inch. This one is 1 in 7.5, so it can shoot those super long, efficient, long-range bullets. And it's it's probably the epitome of, right now it is the epitome of the 25 caliber for ballistics. I don't know the ballistics of that Lazzaroni, but I know the twist rate isn't there, so it's not going to do these long, efficient, long-range bullets like the Weatherby RPM is for the 25 Creedmoor. But the 25 Creedmoor is exceeding the 6.5 in performance ballistics, and it's also less recoil. So for those games you play with the steel in the woods, the PRS matches and such, it's gonna excel for those, because you don't get the scope blackout, which is what brought the Creedmoor. One of the big Creedmoor attributes is you can see your splash with a lot of loads. So the 6.5 Creedmoor is what's about 2,700, Jamie, with a 140.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
pushing it.
You're shooting a 133 or 135 in the Creedmoor's caliber at about 2,850. So you're only a little bit lighter, but you're 150 faster with less recoil. I mean, it's a dandy of a cartridge on paper, and it's going to be a force to reckon with in a 25 caliber world. I'm sure these 25 caliber nut jobs, or I shouldn't call them nut jobs because I'm a little bit of a fan myself. There's another one in there back in the beginning I overlooked because it's not that popular, and that's the 25-45 Sharps. That was 2018, I think. So it's more recent, but it's not fast twist, and that's a 223 case with a 25 caliber. It's literally just upping at 25 caliber, not improving taper, not improving shoulder, just increasing the neck diameter to 25, and it's I like it. I have one. I like it a lot. But it's not even in the same breath as the 25 Creedmoor or the RPM. Not there in velocity, not there in improved case, not there in twist or anything. But yeah, the 25s are something else. You look at them ballistically, and it's right there. It's a kissing cousin to the 6.5. Matter of fact, if you buy kits for brushes or kits for jags, you look at your numbers, and most of the time they'll have the same brush for both of those and the same jag for both of those. So, 264 to 257, you're only talking about what, 7,000 of an inch.
Let's look at this picture.
Pretty darn close.
This comment right here, right quick. CW.
Bulls there about the throat.
Yeah, throat life. What we learned from our study last week is these cartridges that have the steeper neck angle in here,
The shoulder. Yeah.
shoulder, those tend to be they kind of funnel that heat and that gas out straight more than you can see how the wide one here, that would be the 25, that would be RPM.
Yep.
That tends to make that gas swirl when it's coming out of when the bullet is traversing down the bore. So those tend to be your more abrasive or more, I guess, less barrel life, whereas the ones like this one here,
More erosive.
yeah, the Weatherby Magnum and the 25 Creedmoor, they seem to be able to shoot that gas more directly behind that bullet because the funnel's a little tighter and shorter, if that makes any sense.
Those of you that are familiar with AR-15s, you play with your gas system and operation. If you play with suppressors and such, adding a suppressor adds pressure, not pressure from PSI, but adds back pressure. So you get a little more gas through your gas system. So you'll get a little more gas in your face, and you'll tend to be more over-gassed if you were gassed properly, meaning the gas that's funneled back through your gas system to operate your bolt. So I mentioned that because we used to concentrate on things called overbore, and we would look at overbore as a relationship of powder capacity to bore diameter as it related to how much it eats up your throat. So I mention it as in the gases because there's a term called dwell time, and that refers to the amount of time the bullet is in your barrel past your gas port till it exits the barrel. Mm-hmm. That's where all your gas is built up to make your gas system rifle operate. Well, in an overbore rifle, overbore caliber, you've got a lot more powder burning. So it's temperature and heat that destroys your barrel. And it destroys it at the throat. So that's why a lot of people will tell you, myself included, never shoot your rifle if you can't hold your hand in the barrel. If you can help it.
Again.
Don't shoot your rifle if you can't hold your hand on the barrel. Because, if you can help it, because that's when you're going to be eating up your barrel. Let it cool. Don't let it get that hot and move on. A lot of the bench press shooters and the target shooters and the competition shooters, they consider barrels disposable. It's just the way they are, and they just shoot. And that's fine. But for the average guy, you don't need to do that, and you'll make your barrel last longer. So when you hear these terms about, oh, it's only a 3,000 cartridge barrel, 3,000, it's no good. Well, to some people, you could at least double that, probably close to triple it for your average hunter, because it will still burn your barrel, but it's the effect of that burnt barrel isn't going to be realized to the average person, because they're talking about 1/4 inch groups to 3/8 of an inch groups. Throw it away. It's no good anymore. I need a new barrel because I can't shoot 1/4 inch anymore. To the average hunter, you can move that out to 1 inch and they're happy. Most guys, and they're happy. So if you're shooting 1/4, 3/8 of an inch and you burn your barrel out, you can only shoot 1/2 inch. Oh, gee, isn't that awful? I can only shoot 1/2 inch to the average hunter. So he can go a whole lot more before that barrel's burnt out for him. So don't immediately freak out about all this kind of stuff. You're probably not going to, the average hunter is not going to shoot the amount of times to even damage his barrel. And if he does, he's not going to realize the negative benefits of accuracy fall off until way more rounds than is stated by a lot of these bench rest guys. So it's like we do this to ourselves. It's like, it's a bad thing, but we publicize it like it's a good thing. Like, oh, I don't burn a barrel at 3,000 rounds. That's a hot one. You know, that's like the hottest one. You want that. It's like, oh, okay. It's not a lie, but it's a partial truth.
Well, I'm really liking what we're doing. And I know it's rifle and I know it's boring to some folks who are mainly pistol shooters. But I think there's a couple of things that we need to do to include the pistol guys is, 25 caliber is out there. It's been really loved for a good while. And Bull made a comment about the actually improved shoulder, and that's what I was trying to show in that picture. And Glenn Davis, I don't think Glenn Davis initially understood, but I think he does now, what he says. So, Walter, you're pretty much our mold expert. Do you know of any really good 25 caliber like target bullets?
You did.
Sorry.
Hillbilly. I thought he went home.
Yeah. He taught me well. He's my mentor. I don't shoot 25 auto and never have, or the 6.35 Browning. And Hensley and Gibbs made a couple of molds for 25 before they went out of business. But I don't have any of them. Like I said, I never had any particular use for them. I still know a few folks that are shooting it, but you run into them at the range once in a while. But it certainly is not what I would call commonly used caliber in handguns anymore for 25. You see some
Exactly.
32 stuff out there, but there just isn't much around. In fact, I don't remember seeing it in the local gun shops as far as factory ammo for quite a while. Not that I've been looking hard for it, but any guys in the side chat shoot 25 auto or 25 ACP?
I can't imagine shooting a 25 ACP for a target unless
No,
it was more than 3 feet away.
right. It's belly gun fodder. I mean, that's what they were intended for. Most of them, real short 1.5-inch barrel or something like that. It's just not going to be accurate at any kind of distance at all. And so maybe that's part of it. But they're ultimately concealable for sure. You can shove it in a purse or,
I think what kept them
boot top,
alive
but-
is just the fact that they were a center fire.
Yeah.
And they were, light recoil and a very, very reliable, much more reliable ignition than a rimfire. And for a defensive gun, a lot of people just won't go to a rimfire for defense simply because of the reliability of the ignition.
Yeah.
Right.
Glenn Davis here. I'm going to take the liberty of transposing that word athlete to ackley. I think we can safely assume that. But it was about improving the size and the neck shoulder and increasing in velocity. Part of the way they did that was moving the base of that shoulder up and flattening that angle. And that angle, while it was about improving, and CW, correct me if I'm wrong, but part of the whole Ackley improved system and concept in my mind, which I could be totally wrong, Mike could correct me on this as well, but it adds case velocity. It increases the velocity by increasing the powder capacity. You can hold more powder in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and you never have to trim them. A 40-degree shoulder they don't stretch.
Anybody who's interested in improved cartridges, here's 2 books that you really should invest in. If anybody goes to the library anymore, maybe you can take them out of the library, but these are P.O. Ackley's books, volumes 1 and 2. Sorry, it's backwards. That's what I do my camera, so it's easier for me. But these are 2 indispensable books by P.O. Ackley on all of the improved cartridges. You can see one of them right there.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't remove all the body taper. He still left a good deal of body taper, but he sharpened the shoulders. And exactly what Mike said, it cuts down on trimming on the cartridge growing. They don't grow as much. And for the simple reason is they don't stick the same way in the chamber. They stick better, so they don't move as far. When you have a tapered case and you fire it, it's like the pressure just pushes down and just swooshes out the sides and moves the brass forward and just makes that brass flow forward. Whereas
Now, what's the name of those books?
P.O. Ackley, Handbook for Shooters and Reloaders.
Yeah. I believe
There he is. That's
the
the
man, the myth, the legend.
Excellent reading, indispensable. I've had them for years. They were given to me by a good friend of mine who's passed away now, and I go to them all the time. All the time, I find something I need out of them.
I believe ear splitting Loudon Boomer had a 40-degree shoulder. If y'all are not familiar with that, he took a Weatherby Magnum case, I forget which one, and 40 degreed it and necked it down to a 22 as a joke. I forget the full name of it, but he named the Wildcat the ear splitting Loudon Boomer, and trying to achieve 5,000 feet per second. I don't think they quite made it, but it was a barrel burner for sure. They did it as an experiment.
So anyway, when you parallel those case walls, they come straight out with the pressures instead of flowing forward. So they cut down on cases growing. I just did. I don't know if they posted yet. I don't think they posted yet. I've got some videos coming out on the K Hornet. They are posted over on my Rumble account. Anybody who's interested to see them. But I rechambered 2 barrels to K Hornet, and that's not a Ackley. That's a Kilborn. It's the same design or very similar, and the case walls are parallel, where the Hornet is a very tapered. It almost looks like a mini 300 H&H. You almost don't even see the shoulder. It's so graceful. It's like a pyramid almost.
Like a Coke bottle.
Yeah, like a Coke bottle. And they're awful for growing, the brass growing, and the walls are so flippin' thin. They're hard to reload. You crush a lot of cases, and they're very expensive. A box of ammo is pushing 100 beans to buy it loaded, and the brass is not far behind it. So you kind of cringe every one that you crumple or lose, split, whatever. So to make a K Hornet, a Kilborn Hornet, it's a 40-degree shoulder. Most of them are 40-degree shoulders. There's a couple of variants, but most of them are a 40-degree shoulder. And it's a good length of a neck. They don't remove the neck. A lot of times, improved cartridges will move that shoulder forward to shorten the neck. The Kilborn doesn't. Hello, Marvin. And it almost stops the cases from growing. And in doing that, it doesn't do anything for the thinness of them, but it makes them a little more durable because it's not a tapered case anymore. It's more parallel, more like a tube. And your case life extends substantially. And then, of course, annealing helps with that as well. But I've got videos on full videos on rechambering over on Rumble. Can't show it on here, but it's showed over on Rumble.
They're good videos.
And
very good.
Take it to the range and shoot it and showing the case coming out. The nice thing about most Ks and the Kilborn is you can still shoot factory ammo in that gun safely. It still headspace is the same on most of the Ks because most of the Ks don't move the shoulder forward, as I just said that some do. The actual Ackleys don't. So you can shoot 257 Ackley, 6.5 Ackley, the 280 Ackley, the K Hornet. There's a whole bunch of them that are pretty popular. You can still shoot regular factory ammo to form it into those cases, or in a pinch, safely shoot it. If you're going, you got a 280 Ackley improved, you're going on a trip and you can't get ammo, but you can get 280 or 7mm express, you can safely shoot it in that gun.
Ozark's out there says he just got back from another road trip to Ohio. I hope you took that beautiful wife with you, man. She dresses you up pretty good, boy. I think we all can safely say that. I mean, look at the panel. I mean, dang. Of course, we're all not as fortunate as our brother Walter, who changes his arm candy weekly.
He's stretching that to more than monthly.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Is he stretching that to
been around.
monthly?
Yeah, it's more than monthly now. It's been
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know it's a year yet, but it's crowding.
Well, I hope she's not listening.
She might be. I don't know. It's
I'm
more
in
than a
trouble.
year this time.
Is it really?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Good job.
Yeah. We were
Way
together
to
for like
go, bro.
maybe 3
Yeah.
years, and then she moved to Texas, and so that ended that.
Oh,
for a
that's
while.
right. That's right.
But
I
then she
forgot
came
about
back.
that. I
She
forgot
could-
about that.
She couldn't
I forgot
stand it
about
without me. She came back.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, look at this mess. I'm telling you, look at that. I mean, you
Well,
get a
hey.
gal, you date her for 3 years, she moves off to Texas, then you go get her and then go back home. And then the next thing you know, she's moving back home.
Yep.
It's amazing how that works. You know, women love to be chased, guys. I'm
They
telling you,
do. They do.
they love to be chased.
I'm not going to comment there.
Yep.
Yeah, bulls like me. He says
Tim's
that
steak.
is a fine specimen, isn't it? Bull
Tim's-
said he used to like to swap arm candy often. Thoughts of doing that now makes him shudder. So that happens to a guy once you've been married 20 years.
Yeah,
Wasn't
that's
it?
right.
Wasn't it? Oh darn! Now the movie went out of my head. Robert Redford. Pilgrim.
Huh?
Mike, help me out. Briefly
I-
Skinner there.
Pilgrim, Robert
Yeah.
Redford.
Robert
Jerem-
Redford. What was the movie?
Jeremiah Johnson.
Jeremiah Johnson.
Oh
Didn't
well, oh! I
Didn't he
thought I
talk
was
about
thinking
himself being
Pilgrim.
a fine figure of man when he had
Yeah,
that, trying to
He
teach
had
that
the-
Indian girl
he
there?
had, he had the crow girl.
Yeah. That's
And
what,
she
that's
couldn't
what the
speak
comment
English.
made me think of.
And he looks at her and he goes, mighty hunter, great warrior, fine figure of a man. Yes. She just said, that's all you need to know for now.
Yeah, that's what that comment made me think about when we showed a picture of Walter there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks.
Bull,
I think.
34 years. Hats off, brother. Walter,
Congratulations.
you might tip your hat to our brother Bull. 34 years.
Me and my wife just celebrated 25.
Boy, oh boy, those both California records.
Those
I
are
just
trophies.
made 25. Not just now, but before my wife passed, we made 25. So
My wife and myself, it's both of our second marriage, and we're up to 23. So
That's
There.
mine, Jody's second.
Look
We're
at-
up to 25. So
look at Tex, six shooter Texan, 47 years.
47. Congratulations.
Woo!
Would you get married when you
47
were two?
years? Penny don't
Yeah.
even look 47 years old. What'd you do?
I
Take her out of the
know,
cradle?
right? He robbed the cradle, didn't he?
I'm about to say he got married when he was 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, wait for this. Wait for this.
Woo! Oh, yeah. Remember, Gene? That's funny.
M. Gabriel, 37, 31 next week. Congratulations.
Wow,
brother.
congratulations.
Way to go. And Texas,
A bunch of stable guys in this outfit, aren't there?
there are, man. 35 years. Well, man, think about it. The same 35 guys have been watching us for 8 years.
We're all loyal.
yeah. It weren't always that way, Walt.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on just a minute. I do not
Yeah.
believe this.
I don't
Not
either.
that
I saw
called
that.
My brother, six shooter Texan, a liar. She's older than
It can't be. It can't be.
no.
Might not be. He keeps that up. There's not going to be
Yeah,
another
probably like, a couple of weeks,
anniversary.
a month.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
Lisa
pot.
and
I'm
I-
older than my wife.
Lisa and I were born the same year. Oh, there you go. Now the truth comes out.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I said, right?
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't far.
So,
Walter, I'm a
Ian-
cradle robber. I'm older than my wife by about 24 hours.
Oh boy.
wow.
Rob
wife-
your
My
cradle.
birthday's the 10th, and hers is the 11th.
My wife's
Unbelievable.
9 years younger than I am.
All right, Kyle, was that the same year?
Yes,
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
serious. 24 hours.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
That's crazy.
So I was born August of 62 and Lisa was born November of 62. And she always tells everybody how much older I am than she is.
Yeah.
He's older.
Rub it in, huh?
Yeah.
I just
Bull-
realized the other day that my mother is older than my father. It's only by about 2 weeks, but I never thought that in my life.
Look at that mess. Floridian 50.
My goodness.
Man,
Congratulations.
man, you're our hero, Floridian.
No, the hero is his wife for putting up with him for 50 years. Can you imagine
Well,
That
we
is-
don't
Couldn't
know
anybody
that.
put up
He
with
may
me for
be a
50 years.
saint, man. I mean, it may be him.
that? That's incredible. That just doesn't happen every day, you know. You just don't
No,
run into folks that have been
That's
together
to
that
be
long.
celebrated for a long, 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 long time.
Mm-hmm. Tell you what.
Yeah, Paul. Man, I'm telling you, Paul is funnier than y'all think. He will surprise you how hilarious he really is.
Yes, it's very easy to remember her birthday. I may forget mine, but I'll remember hers.
Yeah.
I got a friend of mine who divorced a woman named Janet, and then like 8 years later married another woman named Janet. He said, I guess I need to keep everything familiar.
Well, you don't have to worry about calling your new girlfriend your old girlfriend's name.
That part right there. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, that changes things big time, brother.
Yeah. I think Floridian's got the record here. Probably got the record for the country or close to it. He's working on it anyway.
What are you talking about there, Tim S? My wife was trying for her cougar status, but now we agree she's more
You're
like
like Def Leppard.
So how much older is she than you, Tim? Oh, Paul. I don't know if I told that, brother.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what my dad did. And I'll leave that up here while I tell this quick story. My dad was born August 19th, 1939. My mother's mother and father's wedding anniversary is August the 19th, 1939. So they were married the same day my dad was born, not knowing anything about it, right? This is too
Right.
weird. My mom and dad were married. Guess what date? Yes.
Really? Wow.
August
The
19th. 1960. And I came along August 10th of 1962. My
And the world
granddad,
hadn't recovered yet.
my granddad was buried August 19th of 1962 of
Good Lord.
1996. He died August 17th of 96. He was no, it was 99. Anyway, he was buried on his 50th wedding anniversary. On the exact day of his 50th wedding anniversary. And I wondered why my grandmother was so Ozark. Tell it, brother. I'd have been born 9 days before their wedding date. Yeah.
Well, back in the day, there was a lot of fudge numbers too, so those things didn't happen on paper.
Well, I'll give you point. I'll give you proof of that point. Um, when my mom found out she was pregnant with me, they gave her a due date of June 20th. I wasn't born until August the 10th. Can you imagine being pregnant through June, July, and August in
Yeah.
1962 when their air conditioning was rare? That woman's a saint, man. I'm telling you. Hey, Twine.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Paul. See, that's what I'm telling you. He's funnier than you think he is.
Yeah, my mother was one of those. They had to do the birth date, wedding kind of thing
Oh,
And for all you
way
guys that
back in
are
the
in,
day.
all you guys that are divorced or on your second marriage, take some good advice from my brother GGW Outdoors. Go Dogs. Especially in the throes of passion, GGW. And I've already said that's more than I should have said.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't use my girlfriend's first name except to say it to somebody who doesn't know her. Other than that, it's hey babe, honey, babe.
That'll keep you out of trouble, bro.
I don't do it on purpose. It just seems more natural. I don't know.
Yeah, I rarely call my wife by her name.
Well, why, Kyle? I mean, dang, your wife has a name that is right in there with honey, babe, angel.
Yeah. Angel baby.
Usually it's more like Satan spawn or crazy psychotic person or,
My wife doesn't use my name either, but I ain't gonna tell you what she uses.
The son of a what?
Yeah.
You leave my dogs out of this.
There's a Nazareth song playing in the theme of my life.
Don't go messing with you.
That's right.
So anybody else enamored by these cartridges we talked about, or anybody thinking about getting one of these new 25s or getting one of these old 25s? I just watched a video. I don't know how many of you subscribe to the Hornady podcast, but I kind of like watching them. The Vortex one is pretty good as well. But what's his name there? Seth had on there the other day. He finally finished up his Wildcat, I guess, and he built a 257 Roberts improved. He calls it the improved, but he didn't do anything to the case. He just lengthened his throat out and put a fast twist on it so that he can shoot these really long bullets. But it's a 257 Roberts case improved, and he should be solid 2506 ballistics plus a little, and be able to shoot these 133, 128, 135 grain bullets. So it should be a really nice caliber for him, cartridge for him. I've always been enamored by this 284 Winchester cartridge case. Ever since I first heard about it, it's I think it was 63 it came out. Mike, do you remember?
Yes, about there.
And it was it's a really efficient design. It produced the ballistics of a 30-06 length case in a short action because of its increased diameter. It had the case capacity of an 06 case. personally, I think it's hamstrung a little bit putting it in a short action. I think it's better in a medium or a longer-ish short action. I think 2.8 inches is constraining it a little more than it should be. But Weatherby didn't listen to that. They stretched it. So they took the back half of a 284 Winchester, stretched it out to about 06 length, and then I think it's a 35-degree shoulder. And they have 3 of them now. They have the first one was the 6.5 RPM, and then was the 338 RPM, and now the 225 RPM. And it's a little bit different for a Weatherby cartridge, but it's still a hot rod. It's still a fancy dancy, high velocity, rootin' tootin' kind of cartridge. And I think it's going to go places. I really do.
I think the 25 calibers are interesting. I just kind of swore off anything new until I get good loads for what I've got. But 25-06, that's been around a long time. So has the 257 Roberts. 257 Weatherby Magnum. That was in the late 40s, right? So that's not exactly new. But
Yeah. Jamie, you were asking, are there good molds out there if you want to cast for 25 caliber? And pretty much everybody that's building molds these days has them. All the good guys, NOE and Accurate and Arsenal and MP and Lyman and RCBS, all those guys have got molds to cast bullets. And incidentally, if any of you guys are on NOE's mailing list, I've been getting emails from them 3 or 4 times a week saying, here's all the new molds that we've got in stock now. So they've been ramping up pretty quickly to get stuff back on the shelves again. So, if you had kind of lost faith in them when they changed hands that they weren't going to have much, it seems like they've got a lot more ready to rock and roll over on their website now, which is good. They have done a pretty good job in the past with their molds.
NOE is coming back strong, guys. And of course, my favorites, because of these guys, those MP molds are awesome. Let me read y'all something here quickly from one of our articles, and I'll try to find out who wrote this after I'm done. But the newest cartridge to carry the Weatherby name joins the other 2 RPMs that were introduced in recent years, the 6.5 and 338 RPM. Like those rounds, the 25 Weatherby RPM is based on the 284 Winchester Magnum with its distinctive rebated rim. RPM stands for Rebated Precision Magnum. Precision Magnum. The cartridge works with a standard 0.477-inch bolt face, same as the 308 Winchester or the 30-06. But the blown-out body increases powder capacity to squeeze more velocity from the case. Weatherby is offering the 25 RPM in 18 different models across their Mark V and 307 lines. The Alpine CT I've been shooting pairs the 700 pattern 2-lug action with a lightweight carbon stock from Peak 44. The carbon wrap barrel from BSF also helps keep the rifle's weight down. Weatherby added a combination Arca rail with a Picatinny section up front to the stock, also from Peak 44. So they're talking more about the rifle here more than the.
They've drastically changed their design because Weatherby's generally had the action screw, at least in the Vanguards, go up in the recoil lug, and that always kind of affected accuracy. If they're doing it 700 style, where that kind of free floats, that's mo better for sure.
He's using the Burger Elite Hunter, and they averaged under 0.778 inches at 100 yards. Muzzle velocity is, you ready for this? 2967 from a 133 grain bullet out of 6.5 RPM. I meant 257 RPM.
Let's
They
get it.
had an extreme spread of 53.4 and a 12.6 feet per second standard deviation. This is out of 4 or 5 shot groups.
Sorry about that. What did I miss?
Just me reading. So it is, compare that with the 25 Creedmoor. The Creedmoor at 600 yards with a 143 grain ELDX bullet. 2,902 feet per second. And that drops
really impressive.
69.8 inches at 600 yards with 19.7 inches of drift.
The drift, the drop, the velocity, the energy it holds, it's really, really impressive. It's to me, it's almost like when you first started looking at the 6.5s and long range. It's like you wouldn't have thought there was going to be anything better. They were so good. Then how did the 25 slip by? You know, how did that happen? That we didn't do 25 before 6.5 if we were looking for the best of the best for long range. Because just look at it on paper. Just the Creed. Look at it on paper. With the 6 up, look, you can do it on Google, you can do it on Chat GPT, you can do it on a whole bunch of things. It'll put it all right in front of you. Look at the 6 Creed, the 6.5 Creed, and the 25 Creed, and get the heaviest bullet for each. You could shoot 107 in all of them.
Well,
you want to look at it that way, and it's scary how good that 25 is when they're all loaded to about the same pressures. They're all in the same kind of guns, so it's really a pretty balanced comparison, and it's scary how much better on paper the 25 is going to be.
I've got a customer that just had a new 25 Creedmoor barreled up, and he finished third in the Nationals last year, bench rest, and he just took it to Piedmont for a 600-yard competition. I hadn't heard back from him yet, so we'll see how that did.
Less recoil than the 6.5.
Oh, he said
and the 6.5 Creed isn't a kicker. So
he said it was hammering. It was absolutely hammering at 6. So he was shooting teeny little groups at 6.
When the 6 Creed came out, they talked about how it was better than the 6.5 with some things. And now the 25 is coming out. Usually it's the case when you go bigger in diameter of the bullet, you'll see an improvement with the same weight bullets of the smaller caliber. And that's just because it's a wider bore. It's got more base to push. So if you look at, let's just say, the 35 Whalen compared to 30-06, you can shoot 180 grain bullets in both. The Whalen will exceed the 30-06. It's the same case volume, same everything. It's got a bigger bore. It's got a bigger base to push, or those pressures to push on, so you get a little better velocity. It's not earth shattering, but it's better. For a smaller bullet to do it, that's really saying something. It really is. It's damn impressive. Pardon my French. Not in the grand scheme. The Weatherby 257 Weatherby exceeds it, but for what it is, for what it can do, it's a wow. It really is a wow. And then there's another one that I just see Marvin bring up there that you're starting to see. I haven't heard a lot about it, but it did come up in some of my research, and that is the 25.7 PRC and the 25.65 PRC. Now, if you don't know, the PRCs are all the same case. They're all a big fat case, and the 300 is the longest pulse length one, and the 7mm is a little shorter. The 6.5 is a little shorter still. So that's their progression. So when you say it's a 7mm, they're just picking the mid-sized case for case volume, and the 25.7 PRC is going to be right there with the RPM for case volume. Probably a little more, because if you look at what the 7 PRC does, it's arguably identical to the 7 mag, but with a faster twist barrel. So case volume wise, power wise, velocity wise. So a 25 PRC, 25.7 PRC is going to be really close to the Weatherby 257 Weatherby. Should be. I haven't seen any ballistics, but with a faster twist. So it'll shoot those 133s, 128s, 135s.
That 7 PRC case seems to be the most modified of the PRC cases. But Trent's thinking about doing a 37 PRC. That will be interesting.
It's going to be like the 7. What was that line? I said it before, and I just went right out of my head. The other line of Magnums, along with Weatherby, it was boy, oh boy, right out of my head.
We had Winchester, you had Remington.
No. It's a small maker, but he made a whole line.
Lazzaroni,
yes. Going to be a lot like the 7 Lazzaroni or the 7 STW. That 307, that's where it's going to be. Lazzaroni, yeah, that's them.
Well, here's the thing, a caveat to throw in the whole works. This fella here, and let me find out who he is. And I'll show you a picture of him. Don't do that. Do this. Here's his picture. And that's a mule deer he took with the 257 Weatherby Magnum. And that's the rifle he took it with, as we all like to do. That's fine deer.
Yep.
And mule deer are different animals than whitetails.
Yes, sir.
they're brutes.
Yeah, they're bigger, stockier. Yep, they're appropriately named. If you look at a mule, they're stockier. You know, they're appropriately named. Of course, it wasn't for that entirely, but
His name is John B. Snow, and we have a video from him, but it don't tell me how long it is. But his final takeaway, y'all might be surprised by this, but I'm going to read y'all a little bit of his final thoughts here, if I can get back down here to it. And this is a long article. I should put a link to the article. It's from Outdoor Life, so y'all should be able to find it pretty easy. And I want to thank CW for that. And he talks about the 25 Creedmoor. Final thoughts on the 25 caliber shootout is one takeaway from this project is that modern rifles and modern cartridges tend to shoot better than rifles and cartridges from yesteryear. Now, this isn't absolute by any means, but the data from this evaluation and all the other shooting we do supports this general observation. Of course, you can tune a 25-06 to a high level of performance that rivals or exceeds any of the results presented here. Break. One thing we've got to keep in mind, all this fella is doing is shooting hunting bullets. He's not shooting target bullets. So keep that thought in mind as I continue through his final thoughts. So you can tune a 25-06 to a higher level of performance that rivals or exceeds any of the results presented here. Get a custom barrel with a faster twist rate and use high-quality components assembled by someone who knows what they are doing, and you'll be in business, especially if you know how to hand load to a high standard. Raw numbers are one thing, but I don't think it's fair to rate this field solely on the data compiled here. As I mentioned in the video above, the connection shooters and hunters have to rifles and cartridges they choose has a strong emotional component to it. And no class of cartridges evoke those feelings, more than the quarter bores, in other words, the 25. While I was generally impressed by how well the 257 Weatherby shot, the performance of both the 25 Creeds and the 25 Weatherby RPM was revealing. I can easily picture a new generation of young shooters developing deep ties to these modern 257 caliber rounds, as significant as I felt for the 257 Roberts back when. And he recommends an article of why some rifle cartridges is endure and others, even favorites, die out. Let's ignore the data altogether for a moment. During the weeks I've spent shooting these rifles, I can honestly say that I derived as much pleasure shooting the Winchester Model 70 Featherweight in 25-06 as any of the other guns here. I might not have been able to squeeze bug hole groups out of it, but the way it handles, its classic looks, and how nicely the 25-06 balances with its design make it as fine a choice as any in the field. And that's the magic of the 25s.
Very true and very well said.
John B. Snow is the shooting editor of Outdoor Life, where he oversees the publication's firearms and shooting coverage. This includes gear reviews, features on technological innovations, stories on shooting techniques, and general hunting coverage, with the occasional fishing story thrown into the mix. Well, all I would add to that is I would love to take these same, 6, 7 rifles and these same 6 or 7 cartridges and load them up with target bullets designed to poke paper at distance and see what we can come up with there. We're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 rifles. Delete 4 of those, 5, 6, 7 of those, 8. 8 of those are all in 25 Creedmoor. So you're talking about basically 25-06, 257 Roberts, 257 Weatherby Magnum, 257 Weatherby RPM, and 25 Creedmoor in 3 different rifles with one, two, three, four different bullets in the 25 Creedmoor. The Hornady 128 ELDX. What is VT? Hornady 95 grain ELD VT. Varmint? Was that a varmint bullet?
That's
Yeah.
one of the new bullets for the slow twists.
That's a 95 grain varmint bullet. But that's coming out of a 25 Creedmoor 95 grain bullet at 3,261 feet per second. But the extreme spread and the standard deviation are crazy. But anyway, I'd love to see these. I'd love to see these same tests done with target bullets. And
Well,
that's
The
what
257, the 257 Weatherby can push 100 grain bullets past 3,500. That's old. It's been around a long time. So it's not that these new cartridges are really blistering fast, but
The case design's better.
the case design is better, and they can shoot these long, ballistically efficient bullets better. That's their claim to fame.
And the rifles are
The rifles are better made too.
yeah,
Better
they're
steels, more
better
consistency,
steel.
better precision, better consistency. I mean, here's a good case in point.
Better twist rate.
I think most of us have been around long enough with rifles to know that Ruger rifles, the 77 series, as beautiful as they were, never really were good shooters. And then all of a sudden they produced the American, which was, I don't know if it was a quarter of the price, but it was half the price.
Half the price.
And you rarely hear, and when you hear of a bad one, it's just a lemon. It's just a quirk. They shoot, and they're 400 beans, 450 beans. Now they're 500-600 beans. But you look at the new 77s that are coming out, the Hawkeyes and such, they're a grand 1,200. So they're half the cost, and they're out shooting. I love the 35s. You look at all the videos online of that 35 Alaskan that's out, and nobody's shooting even touching groups with them. They're shooting, like Zach Mayo over there at the reloading. What's his channel name? I forget. He's a writer for Handloader magazine, and he's a young guy, and he's doing a bunch of different calibers now. But he's got a Ruger Alaskan and 35 Whalen, and he's pushing hard to get 1.5-inch groups out of a brand new gun. And my 358, I'm not talking ballistics now, just caliber. My 358 Ruger American will shoot touching bullet holes without even trying. It's the way they're made, and the barrel is the same company, but it's the CNC making, the way the gun is designed, and that's what we're seeing with these brand new cartridges and brand new guns. They're just made to a better standard, and they're shooting. Like when I built up, I wanted a 6 rem. I've told this story. I wanted a 6 rem forever. I looked and looked and looked. I have a beautiful custom stock that my father made for a Ruger 77. And I've looked and looked and looked and looked for a 6mm rem or another good caliber, short action, medium action that would fit in that stock. And I never could find one that I was willing to pay for. And I fell upon a Weatherby Action in 3006, and it kind of clicked for me. I said, I want a 6 rem. I don't want to improve it. I want a 6 rem. But I could improve it without changing the case by throating it and with a faster twist barrel to allow me to shoot these heavier bullets. So I put a 1-in-8 twist barrel on it. I made up bullets for the full length 334 action, 334 magazine length, 3.34 inches. That puts a 108 grain Berger, actually longer than, but let's just say in the neck of the brass. And the 6 rem has a pretty long neck. So I'm way long. I can shoot without pressures, I've hit 3,240 feet per second with a 108 grain bullet in a 6mm rem, 24-inch barrel. I'm sure I'm more than 60,000, but I'm not getting case head expansion. I'm not getting hard bolt lift or any problems at all with a 108 grain bullet. And if you look at that ballistically, that's stomping the 6 Creed. That's pushing the biggest 6mm cartridge out there for velocity. I don't shoot it that fast because I don't get the best accuracy there. I back it down to about 3150, 3135, and I'm shooting a half-inch groups. But that was just by throating it to accept longer overall length, putting it in a longer action, and twisting it for these long bullets. I shot 115s. I was almost 31, but I didn't work them up far because I only had a few of them. Those RDF mics, RDF bullets, is that what they are?
Yeah.
115 grain, 6mm.
What cartridge is this?
6 rem.
6mm Remington.
6mm Remington. You look in the books and it'll be a 100 grain bullet at shy of 3,000. But it's also loaded to a little lower pressures, and it's also loaded to a 2.8 overall length. So I'm much longer.
Look at what I did with that 222. I haven't found the load for it yet, but I did a 1 in 12 twist barrel and throated it for 52s, 53s, not 40s. So
It's Uncle Bob.
Yeah.
Not just that, it's the real Uncle Bob. Here's the thing. When you see somebody say the real blankety blank, whoever you are, what that tells me is sometime in the past, they've had their account stolen.
For him, he could not get Uncle Bob. He couldn't get a couple of the names that he wanted. And I think his kid or his daughter, well, that's the same person, grandson or his daughter, said, try the real, and it took. So that's what he used.
Very good. We're glad to have Uncle Bob with us. Are y'all ready for the verse of the week?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
There's something I want to get to. Glenn Davis, how long have you been sitting there watching me? Oh, we never did do the roll call.
Nope.
Oh, we didn't, did we?
We blew right through that mess.
Can I finally erase 25 from my text field?
No, do it now. 25 Carol.
Oh, damn
All
it.
right, let's do it.
Do 25. We'll do the roll call, and we'll do the verse of the week.
Son of a Buick. I got to put it all back in again. I'm taking my time this time.
All right.
Glenn Davis. Man, I can't believe you let us go that long.
He said it like 2 or 3 times. We were talking. I didn't say anything.
Well. My bad. I'm sorry.
I apologize too.
Well, we strive to make our viewers the most important thing on this show. And guess what? Tonight, we failed miserably.
Uh-oh.
No, you were too busy practicing being a ventriloquist.
We had a sighting.
Do it, do it, Walter.
Here we go. On 3, 2, 1.
Hey!
West Coast Weirdo is here. Just in the nick of time, I might add.
Yeah, because we're fixing to be crammed to get everything we got to get done in 30 minutes. Well, we're down to 28 now. All right. Thank goodness. Praise God, I have a mouse, and I don't have to deal with that. Let me. Y'all know what? That up arrow still don't work. Anyway, Glenn Davis was in first because he started all this mess. We're glad to have you, brother. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your faithfulness. Same with Bama Dad. He's on the panel and the side chat. And he's been quiet tonight. We're going to get him going here in a minute. Harmungus is among us. Viejo is on the panel as well. Paul Loud is out there. Thank you for being here, brother. 454 Bore. That's the first time I remember seeing that name. I know I've seen that name before, but thank you for joining us tonight. Kyle Lusk is on the panel and in the side chat. So is CW2A. Mr. Pollard is out there. Welcome, James. Good to see you. I got to drive down to Macon and visit with you soon, brother. The real Uncle Bob. The real, not imitations, the real thing in the flesh.
Often imitated, never duplicated.
Right. GGW Outdoors is out there. Go Dogs, brother. Dale Pogue. Tim S. Dwayne, 7834 Edward Petty. And guys, it does my heart so good to call out those familiar names. You guys don't know how comforting y'all are to an old fat one-eyed man. 01 guys out there. Garage Guy 879. Hey, Mark. Mark Thomas. Hey, brother. Dale Pogue. There's another one that's been here forever. Let's see where we're at. Are we up to date? Yes, sir. Get her done, Glenn. We working on it, brother. Ron Wayne official. Good to see you. Thanks for being here, Ron. All right, verse of the week time. Y'all say hey to Ron Wayne while I do the verse of the week. Let's see if I can get my mindset for this. We have been talking the last few weeks about the love of God, about where God's grace comes from, and I think we have firmly and scripturally backed up the fact that God's grace is predicated on his mercy, and his mercy is predicated on his love for us, who he has called out of the world and into his marvelous light. Tonight's verse of the week is Philippians 4, 6, and 7. So when you take that love and you put it into real world motion, we get Philippians 4, 6, which says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your request be known to God. Verse 7 there says, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. And as always, I like to share with you guys John MacArthur's study notes. And here on verse 6, let me go back up here. He says, be anxious for nothing. Fret and worry. Listen to this. Fret and worry indicate a lack of trust in God's wisdom, sovereignty, or power. Delighting in the Lord and meditating on his word are great antidotes for anxiety, to anxiety. Okay, so a key word there in that passage, in that note right there, says delighting in the Lord, which leads me to another verse. Delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. That's Psalms 37-4. And a quick AI search in Google will render you this note. Number one condition. This is an invitation to find your ultimate joy, satisfaction, and peace in a relationship with God instead of worldly things. What are worldly things? Worldly things include stuff, which includes our 257 Roberts, our 257 Ackley Improved, and all this other stuff. But more importantly, it includes pride of life. Well, one of the things I like to put out there is the lust of the eyes, the lust of the heart, and the pride of life, which God's word tells us is fading away. So you have that condition. It's an invitation to find your ultimate joy, satisfaction, and peace in a relationship with God instead of worldly things. That comes with a promise. Listen to the verse again. Delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. That's Psalms 37:4. The promise is this does not mean God acts as a vending machine that grants every fleeting wish. Instead, as you draw closer to him and focus on his presence, your own desires naturally begin to align with his perfect will. When you want when you want what he wants, he graciously fulfills those longings. And that's a pretty good definition for AI. So let's continue with MacArthur's note there, which tells us in everything, all difficulties are within God's purpose. There's nothing outside of God's purpose. Prayer and supplication with thanksgiving request gratitude to God accompanies all true prayers. So when we really pray to God, gratitude should be expressed to him because we know it's there. Verse 7 there. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. First thing MacArthur does is leads us to his own note on verse 9, which is down below. And let me share a minute of that with you. God is peace, makes peace with sinners through Christ, and gives perfect peace in trouble. That's in verse 9 of the same chapter right here. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding. Surpasses all understanding. MacArthur's note there says it refers to the divine origin of peace. It transcends human intellect, analysis, and insight. And he points us to Isaiah 26:3 as well as John 16:33. And the peace of God which surpasses all understanding. I want to stop and say right here that has to be one of my favorite phrases in all of Scripture. Mac's note there nails it. True peace can only come from God. It transcends human intellect because it's supernatural. It's not of this world, it's a gift from God. Guard. So the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Guard there is a military term meaning to keep watch over. God's peace guards believers from anxiety, doubt, fear, and distress. In your hearts and minds there, Paul was not making a distinction between the two. He is giving a comprehensive statement referring to the whole inner person. Because of the believer's union with Christ, he guards his inner being with his peace. Man, that's a comfort in the world that we know it as we know it today. The world's full of turmoil. There's two different world wars going on right now. The world is full of hate. It's full of deceit. It's full of greed, envy, you name it. It's out there in the world. But right here, we have proof from God's word that we need to be anxious for nothing, and through prayer and supplication, giving thanks to God, let him know what we want, what we need. He already knows that. What he wants is for us to come to him in prayer and tell him, because he loves us so much that what he really wants is a relationship with us. Then we get this verse 7 here that says, and the peace of God which surpasses all understanding, because it's not of this world, it's God's gift to us, to who believe in him and who believe in his son. that will guard, put a military guard over your hearts and minds. That phrase, that hearts and minds, is a comprehensive term of your inner self, your inner being. So he's going to guard your inner being through Christ Jesus, who loved us enough to go to the cross and die for us. And that's our verse of the week for the night. Questions or comments?
There's one little predicate that he puts in there is to have that peace. What do you do? And it's in that verse 8 of Philippians. He says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if ever anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put it into practice, and the peace of God will be yours.
Don't
And
think about worldly stuff. Just focus on Jesus. Focus on the cross.
And we've got that saying, hey, okay, these are the things, that please God. This is what he's seeking out of us. But there's one little line right above that. It says, rejoice in the Lord always. I say it again, rejoice. Then it says, let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. So it's kind of like he's saying, hey, I'm watching everything you do on a daily basis. We all know we fall short of that. But he's not talking about slipping and falling short. He's talking about, is this the way you live your life? It's kind of like it goes beyond saying, hey, I got mad going down the interstate when I got cut off and I cussed somebody out, or I gave them the finger. What he's really saying is, as a habit, as a way of life, do you generally think on these things and dwell on these things? And then measure that by, are you showing that kind of peace and that kind of grace towards your fellow man? And we're not seeing that at all today. There's more lines drawn in the sand in this country right now than I think I've ever seen in my life. And it's like everybody's drawing a battle line, and it's like they're all hiding behind a hill throwing grenades at each other. Makes you wonder, I don't know about you, but I know you've been doing a big study on Revelations. What's the one country that's not mentioned in Revelations?
Well, there's debates on that. A lot of people say America, but there is reference to the eagle. And some folks claim that is reference to Nazi Germany. I don't know. I hadn't got that deep into it yet. But when I do, I'll let you know. You guys out in the side chat, y'all got any questions or comments? I really appreciate Tim S. Calling the side chat to order, trying to get them to pay attention to the word there. I appreciate you, brother. And guys, there's only one reason that we share the verse of the week with you guys. It's because we love you and we feel like God's leading us to do so. And that's the only reason. And it's not popular to say in today's society, but we don't. If we believe, and if we believe that there's a better way than separation from God after we check out of this world. Uh, what kind of people would we be if we didn't share it with you? And I do not want to be accused of that. And I do not want to have to stand before a holy and just God in judgment about not sharing his word with the people I care about. And you guys are some of the people that we care about as a panel. And I know that you guys care about each other because you're in here every Friday night and you're carrying on and cutting up and having fun. And that's why we're here. But we do want to share a little bit about our future with you. And that's enough about that. Guess how many viewers we have, CW?
Look at there. 25.
I know the verse of the week runs a lot of them out of here, but one of the people that we do it for are the ones who suffer through it for my account. And I appreciate y'all. And I appreciate y'all always bearing with me while I try to share the word. And we love you or we wouldn't do it. Anyway, one other thing I want to talk about tonight, and then we'll rapidly go through the room. My brother over there, not CW, but the other guy over there, Mike the Rebel sent us an email earlier today about Beretta and Ruger that y'all been hearing rumors about and said such. Ruger has allowed Beretta to kind of intrusively acquire 9.95% of their stock. Thank you, Ron Wayne. We appreciate you, brother. I ain't looking for praise for myself, brother. Give it to the one that deserves it. And so that I kind of feel like, I don't know about y'all, but I kind of feel like that kind of snuck up on Ruger. They're over there buying up stock, and then all of a sudden they look up and our largest stockholder is Beretta Holding Company. So they had to do something about it, and they've been in talks. And from what I read and from what I understand about what I read is that Ruger has agreed to allow Beretta to acquire as much up to 25% of their stock. And that is kind of forcing a conglomeration. Not that one is going to take over the other or one's going to become subjective to the other, but it's kind of going to force the two companies to work together. And I think in the long run of things, that may be a very good thing. I, for one, hate to see it when any foreign company comes in and starts buying up stock of an American company. Thoughts or comments on that? Walter, you look interested.
Well, you know, we're at kind of an amazing stage of our country's existence right now. Here we are at our 250th birthday coming up shortly, and look at all the things that are going on around this planet. I honestly don't know what to think about what the next 5-10 years are going to be like around here or around the rest of the world. You know, you keep watching and trying to pay attention and trying to. It's a bigger job now to sort out what's the truth and what isn't the truth as far as what we have coming in at us, you know, from the news media and YouTube channels and everything else. So it's more of a struggle to figure out what is real and what isn't real anymore, unless you actually talk to the person this far apart. You know what I mean?
Well, I've started to look at it this way, Walter. The truth is what I see with my own two eyes in person. Yep. Everything else is somebody else's interpretation.
Exactly.
And once you start looking at news like that, you kind of quit worrying about all this stuff.
I guess I guess so, because in the back of my mind, I pretty much think that anything I hear from ABC or NBC or MSN is horse pucky anyway, and probably shouldn't even be looking at it.
Right. I mean, there's not a reason for us as Americans to know anything about global oil shipping choke points, but not know how to do our own taxes.
Yeah.
I mean, that is absurd to me. There's 99% of this country knows more about a stretch of water right off the coast of Iran, and they also know the country that's on the other side of that.
Yeah.
And to think that the whole thing
You're gonna
started
say
over
it because we all know it, but we don't know how taxes pay somebody to do it. That's ridiculous.
Well,
yeah.
and as far as gas prices, when they say, well, it's a global economy, I give the Josie Wales response. Don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, give me a break.
All right, guys, we're on the verge of getting political here. With that, we
Yep.
need to start going through the room. We've got 6 minutes to clear the deck for Chad and his buddies over at Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies so they can talk about 22 bench rest. So, Walter, you start us off so well with our outros. I'm going to let you go, if you will.
All right. So what we got coming up here is we got another couple of months worth of the standard fare of Viejo 2A. I've got about another half a dozen or so Wad Cutter Wednesdays lined up before that series is done, and I'm running out of new molds and old molds to do for Moldy Monday, so that's not going to last a whole lot longer either. So I got to come up with something new, and I think I'm going to start shooting more of the black powder stuff here before too much longer. And other than that, we got range day coming up Monday. I've got those couple new revolvers. One of them's already on its way back to Pieta because they messed it up.
Oh no!
And, well, it was a 45 Colt, and the 45 Colt side of it shoots really good. It's a good revolver, but it has a 45. They have a 45 ACP cylinder, and they just threw some old cylinder in the box with it. Didn't fit it. You can't even cram it into the frame. I couldn't believe it.
Man.
You can beat it in there with a hammer, but then it won't rotate. So it's a little too long. If it wasn't under warranty, I'd just take it and take a little bit. It's at the ratchet end of it is bad, but anyway. So there's that. But the 4440 shoots good, and we're going to be shooting that next week some more too. And I'll get 100 rounds through those guns before I say anything really good or bad about them. But
are you set for? You set good? You good for brass? 4440?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got lots of 4440 brass. I've been shooting 4440 for quite a while. I've got several other in caliber. So, yeah, we're all good there. All right, that's it. That's it for me. I'm not saying anymore.
Well, I appreciate you, man. That's Marshall Tucker Band's favorite caliber, by the way.
It's an interesting one for sure. Interesting to
fire on the mountain, brother. Rebel got it. Nobody else did. Bama Dad, what you got coming up next week?
I've got a program. Really got to write the main OS code for my bullet feeder that I'm putting together, and with a little collaboration, we'll finish up this app that I sent you some screenshots of.
I seen
But I got it. I need some input, so.
Well, maybe we can talk tomorrow, or maybe later.
Okay. I told Walter I'd send it to him. The same thing I sent to you, I said to him, I'm going to try to get some initial stuff in there, and then I'm going to package it up and send it out to everybody to try and work with it and give me some, it'll be my beta test. with alpha shooters. So
Well, you'll be like Lee. The customers are their beta test. Thanks for being here tonight, brother. I'm excited about that.
well, I enjoy being here. Thanks for inviting me.
You're always welcome anywhere I'm at. You're not welcome, we'll both leave. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right, Kyle, what you got coming up?
I was hoping to talk about it tonight, but we got a little carried away and wasn't able to. Went to the range, had a case malfunction. I've got the pictures and the receipts, and we can talk about that maybe next week, something like that. That's all I got. Here we go. Bye.
All right, thank you, man. Thanks for being here, brother. Yeah, let's talk about that in after chat. Mr. Rebel, what you got coming up, my brother?
Well, now my widow weeps by my grave, tears for her man she could not save. That's all I got. On to you, CW.
Well, I've got big
Marshall
week of
Tucker Band.
videos. I got at least 3, and if I look at my calendar properly, there's 4. I had three or four this past week. If you all didn't catch my Blade Friday video this morning, I picked up a knife that I've been wanting for a long time, never could justify because it's just too damn much money. It's 300 and something beans. I just could never justify it for what I would do with it. Is just take it out, look at it, show it to somebody, put it back in the safe. So I just couldn't. I'd rather have the money in the bank account than sitting in the safe for something like that. So I never did it. But Midway had an incredible clearance price on it, and I almost thought it was a misprint to see it there. So I grabbed it up, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got to go watch the video. Next week, I've got at least 3. I'm just looking at my page here. I've got a two videos of things that were sent in to me for review, and I've got I picked up with the help of Wayne, 782524. I'm sorry, I forget his handle name because it's not his personal name, but he found his optics for me, and together he bought them, and I sent him money, and he sent them out to me, and they're 2 beautiful old Weaver steel scopes. They're both from the 70s. They're not ancient. They're from the 70s. But I get one mounted up on a really classic, nice old rifle, nice old Winchester. And that's a video that's coming out first next week. I think you all appreciate that. Anybody who appreciates the old rifle. I got it on there. I got to get it to the range, do a range video. And then I've got another 300 hammer, getting that all sorted out. Headspace video. And it should be round out the week with those 4 videos. So should be some good stuff for everybody, a good selection of different things. And I just want to thank everybody in the side chat, and of course all you guys here. Appreciate and really enjoy seeing every one of you each week, and talking to everybody in the side chat. It's a week, and I do appreciate it. I want to thank everybody. And that's about it for me. Amy?
All right, man. I'm saying hey to my brother Thor's out there. Don't worry about being late, brother. We love you, man. There ain't nothing you can do about it. And that goes for all of y'all. We love you all, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. We'll leave you with this. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Remember, the verse of the week said, the Lord is peace. All right, guys. Until next week, if he's willing, we'll see you next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Say good night, y'all.
God
Hi,
bless
everybody.